Hey, Ellie. Good afternoon, everyone. On this stormy Sunday here in Denver. See our skies right now? They're about to open up. It's supposed to be this way most of the weekend into tomorrow. So the holiday is going to be a wet one and not so warm at all in the Denver metro area. The mountains are getting snow again. Heavy snow from what I read. Hi, Tammy. Yeah, strong thunderstorms. Just a tad bit of lightning. A little bit of thunder. But they're just starting, so I suppose that will increase. Hi, Byron. So typically I don't do these streams anymore from the streets to show what's going on out here, simply because it gives law enforcement the ability to, be able to do their job with ease. So they call it their job to come out here and harass the hell out of everybody. But we have a serious problem with how the city is responding to homelessness. And I want to talk a little bit about it and show you a little bit about what's going on. Rochelle, how are you? Happy Sunday. So I am in District 4, Police District 4. We know a lot about District 4. We talk about them a lot. All the shenanigans they pull. And they have a newly committed hot team cop, and his name is Richard Blea, and MLH calls him Blee the Flea. And he is full-time dedicated to homeless outreach. Well, there's no outreach going on except for bribery. And the intended goal is to make them move constantly. So while I was gone, you saw some activity with the sweeps from what MLH and DMA were able to put on camera. And it was heart-wrenching to watch because guess what? It's still going on. You'll remember some discussion about Cowboy and Jason. Made contact with Jason last night. They're still chasing Jason all over the place every single day. And Jason is hell-bent on showing them that they're not going to kill him. I mean, literally, his words, I ain't dead yet. And Jason has had a hell of a week. Not that I, support setting up scrapyards, you guys. You know that. We talk about it all the time, that you can be your own worst enemy. I do not expect government to come out here and treat you like objects for eradication. I will never, ever, ever support that. And that is what is going on. And it's bad. This is the worst approach Denver has ever taken. And we've talked about Evan Dreyer before, Chief of Staff for the Mayor's Office. We've had some discussions about contacting Evan Dreyer for answers. But here is the bigger picture. Thank you, Rochelle. My hair's a little crazy today with a little bit of extra humidity, but I don't care. Did you see me at the fire department the other day? Holy hell, I'd literally just rolled out of the dirt. I'd been playing in the dirt earlier and didn't get my shoes changed before I went on that little run. But yes, Ellie, thank you. That is what we are going to start talking about. Hi, Mike. We're going to talk about an individual by the name of Armando Saldalte. And Ellie just published a little brief introduction about Armando. Armando is the interim director of public safety for the city and county of Denver. And right up front, I'm going to tell you, couldn't have been a worse pick. He probably was the only pick that Denver had to choose from. They would have been better off leaving the position open, because this guy is in charge of all of the aspects of the Department of Public Safety. And the agencies that fall under the Department of Public Safety are the police, the sheriff, and some of the judicial processes, and the fire department. As we know, the fire department has zero oversight. They can do what the hell they want to whoever they want. They don't have to investigate complaints, or they don't have to give commendations. All that shit can go in the trash. They can lie, steal, cheat, whatever the hell they want to do. They get to do it with this much oversight. The Denver Police Department and the Denver Sheriff's Department have a little bit of a different structure of oversight, which falls under the Office of the Independent Monitor, which, by the way, we had a wonderful independent monitor by the name of Nick Mitchell until he went to California to reform LA's jail system. So now we have no monitor, and we haven't had a monitor for a long time, and we're not going to have a monitor until the very earliest this fall. It is a huge problem for Denver, because right now these agencies see that they have zero oversight. And now we've got Armando in a position to bring his authoritarian approach all the way from Arizona. This man has a very sordid past of lawsuits that are grounded in his unconstitutional activity. And right now he's brought this to Denver under the guise of, I can help. I care. I'm a good helper, and I will punish any bad cop. I've done it before. Well, that's funny, because I requested a meeting with Armando, who sold himself as available to the public and anyone that wanted to meet with him. I asked the Department of Public Safety for a meeting with Armando, and I wasn't even responded to. I want to know why Armando is allowing some of these cops in District 4 to get away with the shit they're doing. Like, say, John Shaw, trying to destroy my husband and not being criminally prosecuted for it. Which, by the way, the Internal Affairs investigation came back on that. No, not the John Shaw event. I'm sorry. Let's jump into Sartain, which, you know how that went. All those cases got dropped that he drummed up on me. No criminal charges for any of that dishonesty under oath. But, you know, so the Internal Affairs Department of the Denver Police Department, they didn't even investigate it. They just totally threw all of that out and sent me, and the Office of the Independent Monitor sent me a disposition letter from the commander of Internal Affairs, Megan Dodge, of the Denver Police Department, who only has that position because she's a woman, not because she has a brain, because this woman is a fucking box of rocks, okay? She sent me a letter talking about how justified District 4 was in orchestrating an arrest for me over the snowstorm debacle, and ignored everything else. So see, here's the problem of the oversight. The Office of the Independent Monitor is supposed to be monitoring that, okay? And following up with the citizens. It's just not happening. Here's your email, and here's the letter. And if you have any questions, you can call us, but we're not going to answer them, because you'd have to go back to Internal Affairs of the Denver Police Department, and they'll tell you to call the Office of the Independent Monitor, and we'll be back to square one. We are in a frickin' horrible conundrum. And another reason for it is because people don't do shit, okay? I'll bet I'm probably one of 6 people in this whole city that even uses that process on a regular basis as it should be used. I have complaints in that office, through that office, that are well over a year old, and they're stacking up with no resolve, with no disposition, no follow-up, no contact, no nothing. So now we move into the homelessness issue. We see that we have zero safety measures at these sweeps. We see people getting hurt. Fence panels being knocked down on advocates. City workers threaten to hit advocates with shovels. Just imagine what's going on behind those fences with the homeless, okay? So now what we're doing is doubling down per Armando's helpful approach with the SET team and the EIT team and all this other bullshit that has proven to not work. So they're throwing up their arms and they're gonna take these people's homes or throw them in jail. That's it. They're gonna chase them all over the city until they die of exhaustion, get hit by a car, have a fatal accident, or someone else on the roads, some other innocent person. You know, it's like the cops in the high-speed chase policies that were implemented because innocent people die, which, by the way, there's a case here not too long ago, just the other day, the DA out in Broomfield announced that there'll be no charges for the cops that forever pursued a stolen vehicle in a high-speed chase through multiple intersections. What did the thief do? He killed 2 people. Sure, it was because of his actions. Positively 100% those people would still be alive because if the cops hadn't chased them. Bottom line. And everybody praises law enforcement and you should focus on the actions of the criminal. Yeah, I'm sure the loved ones of those that died are thinking the same thing. Not. So it's kind of the same concept that they're using out here to chase the homeless. It's horrendous. And none of it's being caught in action because I can't be in the right place at the right time. We don't have enough cameras out here. So that's the other plea for help, is to get more cameras out here on a consistent basis. That would really, really help. So what they've done is they chase them from one side of a busy street to the other, or one side of the river to the other, from 4 to 3, District 3 to 4, back and forth, and then they just keep cops on them 24/7. Well, there's literally 2 of us out here, and we're not out here 24/7. So I agree, Mike. I absolutely agree. They're cowards. I mean, look at the state of law enforcement. This is where we invest resources, is chasing down homeless individuals. Right. Because that's what the people want. And people are stupid. They can provide services and land with ease, but they refuse. So the thing we're going to start talking about this week as I continue to stream is demanding answers from Armando Saldalte and on why he's decided to literally implement a genocide program. That is what is going on, okay? So let's chase them until they're dead, in jail, have no shelter, and we still won't fulfill city services. Yes, that is what Denver city government is doing. Don't start with me about trash. If this city was honestly concerned about trash, they would have continued to work with me right down here on this block that we're about to go to. You remember it's referred to as Lapan land by some. This is Lapan. It's in an industrial area. Residential is way behind it. I managed this street with my nonprofit, a little bit of help, some financial support. We provided sanitation, cleanup days, and we kept everything damn near perfect for months right down here. But now you're going to see what's happened because the city didn't like that because it was working. They need to ensure that the optics are things that aren't working. That way people will be more dependent on government. Even though private charity can get it done way better, more appropriately, without force, okay? I'm not saying there shouldn't be force on people that are inflicting harm on others, okay? Let's make that clear. I have always been very clear about that. And that's the reason I started right here, because I want to just highlight this little memorial that obviously was resurrected by Mario's family. I don't know the facts of the case. I know that this child, that's what he was. He was an adult, but he was a child. He died out here. I do believe he died from a drug overdose. I had several interactions with Mario. And Mario was disabled. Why he was wandering around out here all the time, I don't know. I don't know enough. I can't judge. But this young man, very, very young man, was out here roaming around and mingling throughout the homeless encampments in this direct area. I'm pretty sure he lived over here, but I tried to communicate with him a few times, and he was literally nonverbal. Okay? He was obviously well-clothed, fed. I knew he didn't live on the streets. That was the best I could do. And that was at the time when I was able to really be here a lot, because we had the toilet here, we had paid cleanup days, people were getting gift cards for cleaning up other people's trash that insist on ruining it for everyone. But you know what? We dealt with it, and we dealt with it well. But when I stopped interacting in those ways, this happened. And was it coincidence? Would it have happened anyway? I doubt it. I doubt it would have happened if I'd have been involved and stayed involved, because I knew what was going on with these people down here. We had vulnerable people. We had most of the elderly population down here. They were safe. I was able to get a couple of them off the streets in the amount of time that I was able to work with them down here. Right now, I can't even find anybody. I don't even know the bulk of who these people are down here. Is there dangerous activity occurring in these homeless encampments? Hell yes, there is. 100%, unequivocally. Dangerous activity, like harming other people. Okay? That is what the cops are supposed to be addressing. Not chasing people down until they die. And it pisses me off immensely. And every cop out here literally does not have my respect. You guys are assholes. You come out here with a conscience and convince yourselves that you're upholding your oath. You're a disgrace. You aren't doing shit to help anyone. Everybody's going to jail on their warrants. Doesn't matter what the hell the warrants were for. I will say, the one thing I did learn about Jason, the cops have been fair with him up to the point of allowing him to survive without the fear of losing every single thing he owns. And for that, there is one cop, and I'm not going to name him because I think I remember the name, but I have a picture of the card. Leave him alone. Leave him alone and address the issues that are the optical problem. It's the trash. Just address the fucking trash. If you're not going to address the criminal activity, this hardcore criminal activity, just address the trash. I'm a little worked up today because it's cruel what's going on out here, and it's not okay. The violent offenders need to be addressed indeed. Yes, I agree. The woman, the myth, the legend, the thorn in Deborah Petey's ass. It's Regan. Hi, young lady. Hey, Dandy Dan. How are you? Let's take a drive, and I want to show you what's going to happen. I already know what's going to happen because they're doing it every single day. And Blea will be out here first thing in the morning. I hear he's out here working on the weekends. now in uniform in an unmarked car. So I don't know if he's on duty now or what. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be cop activity all day through here. Let's take a drive down here. I just realized there's another person over there. I've got people calling me to help tow them, and I can't. You guys, I can't do it. We don't have the funds to get the kind of tow truck that you need. We don't have personal vehicles to tow the kind of weight that you guys have, okay? So when I did that video when I was gone, telling you that you're gonna have to figure out how to stay mobile, I meant it. I can't stop this. I can only scream and yell at the cops so much. I can only stand up for you to the point of going to jail. I'm not going to be of use to anybody if I continue to do that, okay? We have got to start hitting fundraising very, very hard. Believe it or not, a lot of money got spent while I was gone helping people. I have got to recover that money because right now I've got more money going out of the nonprofit than I've got coming in. So if any of my mods are still in here, which they may not be, Ellie, I know Ellie had to leave. Ellie, thank you very, very much. I see you put a link in there. There she is. Thank you, Ellie. I know you're very busy and you're really making time to do this. So thank you very, very much. We're going to continue to hit fundraising hard because number one, we got the issue of gas. Okay. I cannot absorb the cost of $5 a gallon in gas right now to help people to get them to where they need to go. That has to be paid by the nonprofit. Up until recently, when gas went up like this, I was paying for my own gas. I cannot do it anymore. I cannot. That doesn't include the rising costs of trying to help people in other aspects. Okay, so it's happening. Just like you see, taking John to court in Inglewood. And the fact that we're having a little bit of issue with food and water again out here because we don't have the same support we had. Yes, are we an abundant country in food? Of course we are. But I'm going to tell you, the churches have stopped coming completely. I don't know why. It's the optics, it's the fear, it's the messaging. There's absolutely no ministry going on out here at all, except Jesus commands you to do it or go straight to jail. So if you're not going to do it my way, fuck you. Yeah, that's what kind of ministry is going on right now. Yeah, so let's take a drive down here and check this out. And once again, I have no car mount, but that's okay. We're only going a block. And if we have to go further, y'all have to sit in the passenger seat. So a lot of vulnerable people are right here. And they're all gonna be getting it this week. So I hope you guys are keeping your stuff rounded up. I think I know that woman with that broom. So in this industrial area, this was the block that we used to have under control. We did. I had some support. I had a good person from the Denver Fire Department who used to help me keep people safe with their propane. Oh, but look there. Sorry. Gotta point it out. You guys are creating a massive fire hazard. Massive. I can't help you when you do stuff like this. They are packed in here so tight. This is so dangerous. It'll take one little fire and everybody is going to go up because things will start exploding. Okay? I used to keep this under control. That's how you know this isn't about safety. It absolutely is not about safety. Skies are opening up. You remember what it was like out here, Rochelle, right? This is where we did most of our live streaming, when we were doing outreach, when we were getting Zaina home. Remember all that? Yeah, it's an ongoing battle, Anthony. I know you know what it's about. I know that you understand how one person can really make things very difficult for everyone out here trying to survive, and how that automatically lumps every single person into one category of being worthless human beings, all on drugs. All you people want to do is just live on the streets and have no responsibility. It's not true. We know that's not true. People that continue that messaging have never stepped foot out here. And the city is orchestrating that messaging. They show the whole world that violence is the answer to homelessness. To come out here and threaten you by force, you will comply with what we tell you. And you will get out of the city and county of Denver, or we will take your stuff. This is the government that we created. And where are the people? Where are the people to help? Cheering on government. The fuck is wrong with this society? Minnesota has it much better. How so, Matthew? Rochelle, I wish I could help. I'm doing pretty bad right now, but if I ever win the lottery, you are the first I'll donate to. I get it. And you're not the only one. Lots of people are struggling. This is the economic response to free money, okay? I'm not going to go down this philosophical hole, but when the government gets you dependent on the government and the money stops flowing, well, we start to head into economic collapse, don't we? It's kind of how that works. That's why Trump and his free money was no good, people. No good. Look what it did. All for a pandemic. Get ready for the next pandemic. Catholic Charities is here and helps a lot. We also have the Union Gospel Mission and many other programs well funded. That's you know what, Catholic Charities is here. Let me not dog on them so hard, but their direct street outreach and contact is as a is as a partner with the city. We'll just leave it at that, okay? So any ministry or Catholic charities separate of the government, not here. Not here. I stand to be proven wrong. Somebody, if there's some ministry working somewhere where I haven't seen or heard of, aside from some food banks and opportunities once a week to come get food, let me know. I do stand to be corrected, and I'd like to capitalize on any of those charities that are currently working out here. Even the activists that go to the sweeps, all of that has changed. People have had all kinds of things happen in their lives. We don't have the same amount of activists that just even provide some of the food on sweep days, per se. We have a nice, sweet lady that comes out the mornings of the sweeps and sets up her van and has a lot of goods for people that might be in need. She's struggling. She's limited on what she can do anymore because her support system has fallen to the wayside. So it's bad. It's really, really bad. And it's going to get worse. I told everybody this was coming. I have no doubts they're going to keep the hammer down. But this is why we need to at least try to fight a little bit to hold those public officials accountable for what they're doing. And Armando, you're it. It's raining. It's raining good. So we had our homeless sleeping on the floors before that massive funding from the government into Catholic charities. Now they have nice places to sleep, beds. Okay, but with that money running out, start a third party. Real Jiggy, we have that third party. It's called the Libertarians. And the National Party just screwed all that up this weekend. But hey, that's okay. Parties are stupid. No, what needs to happen is people need to get off their ass and start being part of upholding their civic duty. If you're an American, you better be doing something to hold your government accountable. I don't care if it's city council. I don't care if you go to I don't care if you send emails. Get off your ass and do something. And if you don't like what you see out here, get off your ass and come out here and be part of a positive solution instead of trying to inflict more violence. Jason ran into a situation where some random person, decided to pull over and tell him to get the fuck out of the area. Yeah, well, that resulted with apparently about 15 cops deep showing up in Riot Gear. So that was awesome. Wasn't there, got to hear about it. That's, the people see what government is doing and they want to replicate that because they think it works. People are going to get hurt. It is going to turn into the wild, wild west if this continues. People have a right to self-defense, homeless or not. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. That is a big old bolt of lightning with some thunder. I hope everybody's gonna stay dry, but they're not. Oh well. This kid is kicking his soccer ball down the street. So we're gonna make a drive and check on some other people. I'm gonna have to put you in the passenger seat. So if you fall over, I'm sorry. I'll set you back up. I gotta get a mount for this car that doesn't work right. Oh, and that's the other thing. The other advocate out here, her name is Amy, and she does a lot. And during this snowstorm that we had last week, a week or so ago, her car was in her driveway and her neighbor's tree fell on her car and crushed half of her car. She's kind of driving it, but she has my other car, so she at least has some transportation. So you see, even us, we gotta help each other out, you know, and we're not getting a lot of support. We're getting a lot of pushback. We fear violence from government out here. It's the truth. It's the absolute truth. That dude that wanted to hit me with that shovel, nobody would have been looking. He'd have done it. Oh, by the way, if anyone's curious how that played out, I think I told you, that case got assigned to Joey Sartain. And Joey submitted the case to the DA, and they said no likelihood of conviction. on camera. The guy, I hit her. Yeah, no likelihood of conviction on that. And so I took it to Internal Affairs, and Internal Affairs said Sartain did a fucking fantastic job. I mean, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they say he did wonderful things? I stand firm, Joey. I hope your wife has figured out what a schmuck you are. I hope she divorces you. I hope you have already gotten a vasectomy and relinquished all of your parental rights, because you are a fucking scumbag human being and you shouldn't be reproducing. I stand firm on that, fucker. All right, so let's go for a drive. You know, look up my nose while I drive. Oh, I think we do too, Matthew. We have more homeless here. And it's getting worse. It's getting much worse. A government should fear the people, not the other way around. Can't say it enough. Trisha, thank you very, very much. Does Ellie have to go? All right, that's okay. Thank you. You'll be listening? Okay, great. Because if we get a nasty troll in here, and I don't see it coming, let me know, guys. And we'll mod somebody to get rid of them. Well, I guess I could do that too. So we're gonna drive through Ruby Hill Park. I see like some really sketchy parking going on over here. I'm sure it's allowed because they're not homeless. And I'm betting there is no park ranger harassing the hell out of these people. Speed bump. Now, I'd like to know if any of these vehicles clogging up the road have a 72-hour notice. This is not allowed. What y'all doing here? You can't park here. This isn't hangout semi Sunday. What do we got going on here? You got a permit? You got a permit for this? Look at this. Fucking everything up. Where are the cops? How come nobody's getting 72-hour notices right now? Why is this shit okay? I don't like the optics of this. I'll tell you that right now. Why? This is not okay. If anybody would like to call Denver's non-emergency line and report that, you could Google that number, Denver non-emergency line. This would be District 4, Ruby Hill. You would like a police response for all the illegal parking going on in Ruby Hill. You expect to see the park rangers and the Denver police responding within the next 30 minutes. Because that's what happens when anyone calls about a homeless individual now. Cops are there within 30 minutes to tell them to move along or we'll take your shit. So we expect to see that over here in Ruby Hill for all that illegal parking. Thank you very much. This guy's gonna let me go. Okay, thank you. At least some people know how to park in parking spaces. Okay, going back in the seat, guys. Buckle up. Buckle up. Let's go check on the other group of people. Rochelle, I'm glad you finally got to be on a stream when you're not at work. Is anybody contacting Denver's non-emergency line? Call for service. Because I'm going to drive back over there. Now it's not raining so much over here. Anybody doing the call? I really want to know, because if you're not, I'm going to call on my other phone. But I don't want to try to be doing all of this. I'd pull over up here and do it. I'll bet you'll be on hold for a long time. You watch. Let's make the call, see what happens.
Abandoned vehicles, illegal dumping, encampments, or trash collection.
Sorry about that.
Go to denvergov.org/pocketgov. Select report a problem and then select the proper category, or report this to 311. Please listen carefully to all menu options.
Hang on.
If you need police to respond to your location
Yes.
for a non-emergency incident, press 2.
2.
For Denver 311.
Here we go.
You have reached the non-emergency number for Denver Communications. All call takers are currently busy. If you have
Let's
a
see how long we're on hold.
Please hang up and dial 911. Otherwise, please wait for the next available call taker.
My chat went down for a minute as well.
Denver Communications.
Hi, I want to put a call in for service into District 4 at Ruby Hill. There is a bunch of illegal parking with semi-trucks in the park.
Okay, what are the cross streets?
Well, it would be Ruby Hill, so it's in between Florida and I don't know, what is that? Well, in between Florida and Evans.
Okay, just say the intersection one more time.
Well, it's not an intersection. It's Ruby Hill Park in between Florida and Evans.
Okay, so you said that there are semi-trucks. Are they in the middle of the park, like on the grass, or are they on a specific street?
Well, they're blocking the paved road through the park. They're inside the park.
Okay, let me just document that 1 second here. And how many semis are there?
Oh, I'd say probably half dozen.
Okay.
That kind of parking is not allowed in Denver, and they need to be notified that they have to move.
Okay. And so they're blocking the way of other vehicles?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're creating quite a hazard in there.
Are you able to get any license plate?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Was there anything that stood out about the semi-trucks?
They were blocking. No, they were just big semis, 53-foot semis.
Okay.
And we don't allow
And what's
that.
your name?
My first name is Regan.
Okay. Your last name, Regan?
Benson, Benson.
Okay. And what's your phone number? And would you like contact at all?
I absolutely would like contact. And I am actually going to go wait for this call for service because I want to ensure that it gets handled.
Okay. All right. We'll get someone out there as soon as we can. And if anything changes, then just give us a call back, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. So we'll see how that gets handled. I don't know what's happened to the chat, but I see everybody's leaving. So I don't even know if this stream is still going. So I'm going to end this stream and probably start a new one.